Hey everybody, today we're not doing noodles, we're doing fermented soybeans, natto, which are a traditional food. I don't know how old they are in Japan, but they are, I want to say, usually eaten for breakfast. And I have been feeling like I'm having some more health problems with my heart, and I've just felt awful the last several weeks. I cannot get energy. And so I'm really changing my diet. I'm moving away from meat based proteins. That being said, tomorrow hopefully I'm driving up to Huntington, Indiana to eat at Nick's, which is the supposed beginning point of the Indiana tenderloin sandwich. So I'm looking forward to trying that. But the rest of the time, I'm really trying to cut back on, like I said, meat-based proteins, even eggs and dairy stuff. I don't think I could ever go full vegan or even vegetarian, but I'm just trying to get more of my protein from pulses, lentils, beans, plant-based things. So natto is one of those things that even Japanese people love it or hate it. It is like I said, it's literally fermented soybeans. One of the problems I think it has is it has this mucilage around it that is very off-putting, and it doesn't look like something. It doesn't look like food. You actually have a motion that you make with your chopstick as you're eating it to keep the little strands from getting on your face. A lot of what I'm going to be doing today, I've only eaten natto once. I had it when I was in Japan, and I had it at a McDonald's. And I remember being okay with it, but I don't really remember more than that. So what I'm hoping is this is not, going to be awful, and it's something that I can add to my breakfast, where like I said, I'm really trying to get away from animal-based proteins. I'm sorry if I feel like I'm running at like half energy right now. I feel awful. So the one thing that I know that I can do, and it may, and I hate to say it, it's a bad joke, but it may be allergies. I'm having one of the worst allergy years I've ever had, but coupled with, having a heart that I can't trust, it's a real drag. I've got other friends who I know have much more significant issues than I do, and my heart goes out to you. You know who I'm talking about, and forgive me for the bad joke, even though you'd make fun of me. I'm just trying to get better, and it's very frustrating when you're trying to make changes and you don't have the energy. So I'm trying to make things better. Like I said, with diet, I can choose what I put in my face. A lot of the information today is, I may have already said this, I don't know, from Taiji's Kitchen. Taiji's Kitchen is a channel that I really appreciate. It's a young Japanese guy from Nagoya, which is the city that I lived in when I was in Japan. I think he currently lives in Germany. I think he's lived in the US before. Not only, speaks just pleasant English, like he has a pleasant voice and he speaks English really well, but his goal with his channel, Taiji's Kitchen, is to make Japanese food demystified. And so far, of all the Japanese cooking stuff that I watch on YouTube, he is the one who I am like, yeah, that's plausible, you can do this. And it's much more similar to what I actually saw Japanese people doing in day-to-day life. There's a show that's been on for years on YouTube called Cooking with Dog that is great and has always been really great. Taiji's Kitchen is my current favorite, and again, I think Taiji is just one of those guys who he knows how to communicate well, and his recipes are valid. They don't seem like they're touristy or they're trying to wow anything. Like, I don't think you're going to see him doing fugu sashimi on that channel. Maybe so, I don't know. But I really enjoy his channel, and I'm very grateful to his video. I'll link in the description to that video about eating natto and how to prepare it. And he had a good argument, basically, that there are natto challenges now where people start off not wanting to eat the food and making fun of it and mocking it, and then tasting it, and it's, you know, it's a shenanigans of seeing who can make the worst face with it. I may not like this stuff. I'm more than willing to admit that. But I'm also going to give it a shot based on the concept that I want to like it. And he stated in his video that a lot of people don't even prepare it correctly. That no one in Japan just eats plain natto. You prepare it by adding sauces to it, stirring it up quite a bit, and then you serve it on top of rice. It's a topping. It's not something where you just open the package and start shoveling it into your soybean hole. So, that being said, and again, I am sorry that I seem to be running at slow speed. I'm just trying to get through things right now, and I actually am probably going to go try to get an appointment with my doctor next week, because I just feel like I'm at the point where it's not just a couple of bad days, it's been a couple of bad weeks, and it's tiresome. So, with that being said, the natto that I am going to try today is Dashi Tsuyu Natto. This is a bad English translation of, it's dashi, and I believe that these are originally, the beans are prepared over a wood fire. So they should have some kind of a smoky element, maybe. I don't know. We'll find out. So, you know, like I said, I'm going to treat this as the first time that I've actually tried this, because the time at McDonald's, I think someone had made some and they put some on my you know, plate, and I tried it and I was just like, okay, that's fine. And then I ate my Big Mac, you know, so I wasn't really, you know, eating this stuff straight up. So what you see here, they come in these adorable little styrofoam containers, and there apparently is a trick to, how are we going to get you open? Obviously they're sealed in some unforgivable way, so there we go. So, you know, your tiny little Big Mac container, good for your health but horrible for the environment. Inside here is this adorable little packet of this is supposedly Japanese mustard. I have some S&B Japanese mustard, which I like, that I'm going to add to. So a cute little packet of mustard there, and then we have a little packet of tare. Tare, I believe tare just means sauce. It's like an additive sauce. With ramen, a lot of times you will hear the term tare as a sauce that is added to ramen to kind of heighten the flavor of ramen. I could be completely wrong on that. I believe that it's usually like a dashi soy combination, so it's an additive sauce to something to, you know, kind of bring it over. But so this is tare, that was mustard, and then in its little styrofoam bed here we have the natto. It has a very thin cellophane membrane, because again, this stuff is notoriously sticky, and I'm going to try to capture this here. Hopefully this is focusing, and as we pull this up, you'll see these little threads of I refer to it as mucilage, whatever it is that forms when you move this stuff around. So what Taiji says is that there's a longer part of this, you close the lid, you take this part, hold it this way, and then pull that out, and you see there are some of the threads. You know, they're majestic in their artistic simplicity, but I'm sure also annoying, and they're going to get caught up in my beard. So we'll do away with that little doojie-doo. And now we should have a nice little stack of sticky natto. We can then transfer this to a bowl, and I did not do my preparation. Are you going to split? There we go. Good job. And so he said that you can stir these up in the styrofoam. He prefers not to, and I think partially because there's a lot of stirring that is required. So get those little guys out of there and do away with that. Again, nothing added. They have almost a sour coffee smell. So if you imagine, coffee that has been in your cupboard too long, I'm not assuming that's going to be the final flavor. And apparently the smell is significantly different than the flavor, which is oftentimes the thing with especially fermented things, because they're giving off so many chemicals due to fermentation. So that was the tare that I just added in there. And now I'm adding this adorable little packet of Japanese mustard, which I think Japanese mustard is more of a traditional mustard powder, but also horseradish. And then I've got some S&B. This may be a little expired, but hey, I'm eating fermented soybeans, so hopefully it won't kill me too bad. But the S&B mustard I love. It's actually one of my favorite overall mustards. It's very good on hot dogs. It's a horseradish mustard. It's ground very well. So in there we now have extra mustard. We have the tare sauce, and we have the mustard that came with the packet. And what I'm going to do is, as I'm talking here, I'm basically beating air into these, and it is going to make the consistency kind of where we want it to be. And again, I'm not sure, I have no starting point here. So it's funny, this is actually similar to beating bread dough. That as I'm doing this, I feel that it's actually getting stronger, like there's more resistance to it, and it's almost like it's forming gluten. Of course it's not, there's no wheat proteins in here, but this is theoretically making it a better overall consistency. Now in Taiji's video, he ate this with rice, which is how I'm going to do it. He also added chopped green onions, which I don't have, so I'm not going to add. And then his preferred way seemed to be little pieces of nori that he would reach down and grab rice and natto and eat those. I'm not a huge fan of nori. There are times I like it, like I actually enjoy it just by itself as a snack, and there are times if I'm eating like an onigiri, it's fine. But it's not one of my favorite flavors, and I find that it can knock something that I like kind of too far into the oceanic for me. So I'm not going to do this with nori. I'm just going to eat it on rice, give it a shot. So give this a few more whips, and that's what we're dealing with here, guys. So again, I think, like okra, this is one of those foods that the way that it kind of looks is not helping it out, not doing it any favors. But if we think about this as just, they're sauced beans. They're basically a bean with a naturally occurring sauce, and plus mustard and tare and all this other stuff. So let's just give this a shot. And like I said, this may be the rest of the video may be very short, or I go, no thank you, I've tried it, I'm done, or we'll go from there. So we'll see. So here is my nice bowl of rice and the natto on top. And again, I think that you can also top this with more chopped green onions, whatever other flavors you want to put on there. So this goes out to Taiji's Kitchen. Thank you very much for the information. Itadakimasu. You see the little threads there. Here we go. Okay. This is in no way awful. And I'm not even going to say it's bad. I could see if this were a flavor that you were exposed to very young, how this would become an adored flavor. I'm trying to. I don't know if there's anything really close to this in, American food to kind of compare it to. It's funny, I'm getting really. The mustard is one of the main ingredients, like the main flavors I'm getting, and it's delicious. The mustard's great. But there is a gym sock flavor to this. And in the way that sometimes, cheese, if cheese is balanced, it tastes good. If cheese is bad, it smells like the worst feet. Everything is a matter of degrees. I've already got the worst breath. And there goes. One of my neighbors is this half-naked biker. He's got a tricycle that I think sometimes he just likes to ride up and down the street without any shirt on. Maybe he likes to feel the breeze in his man boobs, I don't know. But just, I'll be sitting here and he'll drive back and forth 15, 20 times. I was like, dude, go somewhere, stretch out that trip and actually, cover some distance. So back to the natto. There are a lot of other bean dishes that I much prefer. This theoretically has a lot of health benefits to it. I can understand that. I'm not willing to get those benefits by eating more of this food. And I'm not in any way diminishing it. I am saying almost this is one of those love it or hate it, things. I don't know if this could be an acquired taste. Maybe. The first time I had, I think I actually had Marmite before I had Vegemite. First time I had, a yeast spread like Marmite Vegemite. It was, I couldn't understand it. It was completely just incalculable to me that someone would choose this in their face. And then as the years went, I try a little bit of it here, a little bit of it there, a little bit here. And now I eat Marmite almost every morning. And the only reason I don't eat Vegemite is that I already ate all the Vegemite that my friend Craig Tannick sent me. I enjoy them both. So it's like, I have learned to like Marmite, and now I have something extra to like. So when I was a kid, I never understood the idea of an acquired taste. Why would you make yourself eat something you don't like? Well, then because after a while you like it, and then you have an extra thing that you can eat. And partially that is survival. If you go to a lot of different cities, a lot of different countries, a lot of different places, you're around a lot of different people. If you can enjoy different foods, you can get to know a lot of different people. You can feel comfortable with them. You can literally, give yourself nutrition more easily. Having a limited palate, for some reason, seems... I know a lot of people who seem to take pride in the fact I only eat 10 things. Okay. But that being said, there are times that I just don't feel like I'm willing to push the envelope to acquire a taste, and I think natto is going to be it. To anyone who enjoys this, by all means, continue doing so. It's not for me. I actually, again, another thanks to Taiji from Taiji's Kitchen. I cook my rice the way that he showed how to cook rice. Realize I've been cooking my rice too much for years. I don't even use a rice cooker anymore because it's just easier to do it on the stove. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up by saying, you know, I am glad that I tried this. It's not vile. It's very different, and like I said, I think that if you ate this as a child and you liked it early on, or you were around it, this would be something that you could very much fall in love with through the rest of your life. I don't have that, you know. I can eat, you know, I love White Castles. And White Castles are the opposite of healthy food that are good for you. But I know people that absolutely can't stand them, and it's like, yeah, because one of my earliest memories on this planet was my dad giving me a White Castle. So, I'm glad I tried them, like I said. Thanks to Taiji for the advice and the help. I'll put a link, like I said, to his video about natto in the description here. Please join his channel. He is, especially if you're interested in Japanese food, he is, in my opinion, one of the guys. He doesn't have the followers he should, because he's not particularly showy. He's just a good, solid guy. Other than that, you know, hopefully this health thing is just a passing thing and everything gets better. Excuse me. I'm so concerned for a lot of people. I'm concerned for myself. It's difficult to continue to be strong when you don't feel strong. But that is literally the most important time. So, I've got some friends who are going through stuff. And, you know, one of them, actually both of them, are, I could never fathom either of them having ill health. They were like suns, they were like stars. You couldn't imagine someone being that vibrant, being taken down by something foolish, ridiculous. So, just keep on keeping on, everybody. Otherwise, you know, hopefully the next time I won't be such a drag. I just wanted to make this because I felt the need to communicate with everybody. So, yeah, you know, hopefully next time I'll hell, if nothing else, I'll be shaved. I'm actually seriously considering cutting the beard, you know, at least to a more reasonable summer length. So that's, you know, something that I've thought about way too much, actually, is if I'm going to cut my beard or not. So, but yeah, okay, enough of this shit. I hope you guys are all doing great, and the next time, you know, I will not be a freaking drag. So be good, guys. Bye.